Something very serious is happening across the fast food industry, and most people haven't noticed yet. These 12 fast food giants are falling apart right now, some shutting down hundreds of locations at once, others quietly disappearing from the map, one franchise at a time. I've been tracking these chains for years, and this isn't a normal slowdown. This is the year customers finally stop showing up and the bill is coming due. Number 12, Village Inn. For over 60 years, Village Inn was the place families went for pancakes at any hour. A 24-hour diner that felt like the same comforting stop no matter which state you were in. Launched in Denver in 1958, the chain built its identity on being open when nothing else was. But today, one of its largest franchisees just filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Revenue across its 3 Tampa area locations dropped from $2 million in 2024 to under $1.9 million in 2025, with hurricane damage from Helene and Milton making things worse. Village Inn still operates 109 locations across 19 states, but the cracks are showing in a chain that built its whole identity on never closing. Number 11. MOD Pizza. A decade ago, MOD Pizza looked like the future of fast food, build-your-own pizzas ready in 3 minutes, more than 500 locations across the country, and a model investors could not stop praising. Then the math stopped working. After closing 27 underperforming locations, the company was forced to sell its remaining assets to Elite Restaurant Group. As of early 2026, MOD's website lists just 448 locations, down from its peak. The fast casual pizza boom that was supposed to make MOD the next Chipotle instead left it scrambling just to survive the chains it once tried to outpace. Number 10, Noodles & Company. For families looking for something quick that wasn't a burger, Noodles & Company built a loyal following on mac and cheese, pad thai, and a menu that felt a little more grown up than typical fast food. But growth came too fast. After closing more locations than originally planned last year, the chain is now shuttering up to 35 more restaurants in 2026. The system has shrunk to around 340 open locations. The company says nearby restaurants are absorbing 30% of the lost sales, proof that customers aren't disappearing. They're just choosing somewhere else to go. Number 9, Quiznos. If you're under 30, you might not remember this one, and that's exactly the point. At its peak in 2006, Quiznos operated nearly 5,000 toasted sub locations, briefly rivaling Subway as America's go-to sandwich chain. Then it fell apart almost as fast as it rose. Mismanaged franchise relationships, lawsuits, and a wave of closures gutted the system. Today, fewer than 200 Quiznos locations remain in the entire country, more than 4,700 stores gone. Quiznos did not lose to changing tastes. It lost to its own franchisees, one broken relationship at a time, until there was almost nothing left to rebuild. Number 8, Denny's. For generations, Denny's was the default answer to one simple question: where can we get breakfast at 2 a.m.? Diners packed into booths long after other restaurants had locked their doors. But in February 2025, Denny's announced it would close between 70 and 90 restaurants by the end of the year. The reason is almost embarrassingly simple. Customers chasing cheaper breakfast deals have been walking past Denny's and straight into fast food drive-thrus instead. The 24-hour diner that once had no real competition is now losing customers to the very chains it used to outlast. Number 7, Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Split down the middle of the country, Carl's Jr. out west and Hardee's in the east have spent decades as the burger chains for people who wanted something a little more indulgent. But in 2026, one of Carl's Jr.'s largest California franchisees filed for Chapter 11, putting 49 of its 65 restaurants up for sale. Meanwhile, 8 Hardee's locations across the Midwest closed permanently in just 5 months. One Hardee's even tried fixing its drive-thru with AI, and it went so badly the company had to add human oversight back. Two regional giants, one shared parent company, and the same slow bleed. Number 6. Popeyes. Just a few years ago, Popeyes had the entire fried chicken sandwich war on its side, with lines wrapped around buildings and a viral product competitors are still trying to copy. But one of its largest franchisees, operating 136 restaurants across Florida and Georgia, filed for bankruptcy in January 2026 with $342 million in debt. 20 locations are already closed for good. Popeye's own sales have now fallen for 4 straight quarters, even as rivals like Raising Cane's and Wingstop pull ahead. Winning a viral moment, it turns out, is not the same thing as winning a decade. Number 5. Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box built its identity on being the late-night option that actually served real food, tacos, curly fries, and a menu that didn't quit at 11 p.m. But the company's own executives are now describing its situation in blunt terms: survival mode. During fiscal 2025, Jack in the Box opened 31 restaurants but closed 86, dropping its franchise store count below 2,000 for the first time in years. The company expects up to 200 total closures by mid-2026. When the people running a chain start using the word survival, customers should probably start paying attention too. Number 4, Papa John's. For years, Papa John's positioned itself as the pizza chain for people who wanted something better than Domino's without paying sit-down prices. That positioning has collapsed. North American same-store sales fell 6.4% in the first quarter of 2026 alone, on top of a 2% decline the year before. The company announced it will close 300 locations by the end of 2027, with 2/3 gone by the end of this year, and laid off 7% of its corporate staff. Investors have noticed. The stock is down 21% this year. While the broader market climbed, Papa John's isn't just losing customers, it's losing confidence. Number 3, Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut once owned the idea of a sit-down family pizza night, with red roofs and salad bars that defined an entire era of American dining. That era is officially over. Same-store sales dropped 5% for all of 2025, and parent company Yum Brands confirmed it will close roughly 250 U.S. locations in the first half of 2026 alone, about 4% of its entire footprint. Yum is now exploring selling the brand outright. Pizza Hut's own slogan claims no one out-pizzas the Hut, but Domino's now has more locations worldwide, and it didn't need a dining room to get there. Number 2, Wendy's. For decades, Wendy's carved out the spot just behind McDonald's and Burger King, fresh beef, square patties, and a social media team sharper than the competition's marketing departments. But sharp posts don't fix declining traffic. Wendy's interim CEO admitted the chain faces serious challenges requiring immediate restructuring, part of a plan called Project Fresh. The company is closing approximately 300 restaurants, 5 to 6% of its entire U.S. footprint through the first half of 2026. Meanwhile, McDonald's same-store sales rose 2.4% in the same quarter. Wendy's was finalizing its closure list. Same industry, completely different direction. Number 1, Subway. At its peak in 2015, Subway operated more than 27,000 locations in the United States alone, more restaurants than McDonald's, more than anyone, anywhere. It was the undisputed largest fast food chain on earth. Then the bleeding started. Subway has now closed a net 729 stores in 2025 alone, its steepest single-year drop in years. Since 2016, the chain has shed 8,345 restaurants, enough locations to count as one of the biggest chains in America entirely on their own. The company calls it right-sizing. 10 straight years of decline tells a different story. The largest fast food empire ever built is still standing. It just isn't the empire it used to be. Which fast food giant on this list surprised you the most? Subscribe for more. See you next time.